Hello boxing fans, right now I'm going to talk about the two heavyweight fights that went on tonight, and that include Tyson Fury versus Vinny Maddalone, which I'll start with, and then later Wladimir Klitschko versus Tiger Tony Thompson. Starting with Fury, Fury fought a punch perfect fight against the guy who was totally overmatched, overweight, old. He was an American version of Martin Rogan. I wouldn't even call him a better looking version, actually. Yeah, that's saying something. Sorry, Martin. But yeah, it was very, very predictable, to the point where I put money on it. I said early stoppage, and I got that money, so I'm happy with that. I predicted the actual the round straight out, which is quite cool. Now, I didn't do an actual prediction on YouTube for this because I thought it was a worthless fight. The only good things that I can say was Fury came in the lightest of his career, which is a good thing. He did actually come in shape, less than 17 stone. He's getting in shape, that's good. That can only be good for Fury. He's fighting regularly, that can only be good for Fury and his bank balance. Another thing, he's getting better. He's getting better against the opposition. He's good. It was good enough for Thomas Adamek, Vinny Maddalone, so it's good enough for Tyson Fury, in my opinion. He's not going to be fighting the likes of Derek Chisora week in, week out, and that's all I can really say on that matter. What happened in the fight? Tyson Fury won every single round. He switched from head to body quite well in each round. There was no knockdowns, but he landed some good uppercuts, some good right hands, some good left hands. He puts combinations together. You got to give it to him. He's exciting. He's never in a boring fight. The fight was good. I enjoyed it. I was screaming on the TV saying, "Survive, Vinny, survive!" And then once I got to the 5th round, I was saying, "Kill him now! Kill him now!" And then he did. The referee. He was looking for the referee to stop it because, the guy wasn't in the fight at all. So he was saying, "Are you going to stop it?" He took a few more punches. He backed him up against the ropes. The referee went, "Yeah, that's enough." He was cut. His face was like tattooed red. Vinny, he tried to do his thing. He tried to set off some bombs, but nothing happened for him. Tyson Fury was just a much, much better guy on the night. I want to see him fight someone else. I'm going to look at a few names. Jean Marc Mormeck's probably the most likely name that you're going to see, unless he goes down to cruiserweight again, which I think would be a good idea. The other guy I'd say was Tony Thompson. Bring in Tony Thompson. Tony Thompson, who obviously lost to Wladimir Klitschko. Going into that in a minute. He's in the journeyman mode. There's nothing on his record that suggests he can do anything. So bring him over to the UK. Have him fight Tyson Fury and David Price in 5 months. He can get some money, a few pounds to retirement fund, go back to America, fight one more fight, win it. He can walk away with a winning with a record on a win. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would do. Moving on to the actual Wladimir Klitschko fight, this was not something that I actually saw coming, No, I'm lying to you, actually. I predicted it straight out. I said, if you look at my prediction video, Wladimir Klitschko will win this easily, early. I think I actually said round 6, which is quite quality, actually. And I don't usually get the exact round right, but I get them. Usually I get the fight and the method, but I got the exact round on this one, I think. So I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, I mean, like everyone was saying, Thompson had done well last time. I didn't think he did well last time. He didn't do bad. He didn't do great. And Wladimir wasn't great. This time Wladimir's got better. He's come in, he's done his thing, he landed the right hand. Tony Thompson's regressed. Don't lie. If you think that he's not regressed, I honestly don't know where you're going with your life. Let's just look at Tony Thompson's record, okay? He's got some guy on his record. This is since the Wladimir Klitschko lost the first one. He's got some Adnan Serin, who is 19 wins, 9 losses, coming off a loss before that fight. Chaz Witherspoon, he beat Chaz Witherspoon, that's good for him. He beat Owen Beck coming off a loss, and he beat some guy called Paul Marinaccio, who's coming off 2 losses, and then he beat Maurice Harris. Is that gonna make you ready for a world title fight? No, it's not. There's too many guys in the top 25 who would have beat you know, Tony Thompson, and that's why right now he's not. They took him out of the rankings for now. They've dropped him down to number 9 in the world on BoxerRec. But you know, I think in reality he's lower than that. He's totally lower than that. Let's go through the people who were above him. Or well, just while I'm waiting for it to load, I'll just tell you about the fight. You know, first round not much happened. There's a feel him out round. Second round was Wladimir's round. He landed a good right hand. He bundled his man to the ground once, and then it wasn't a knockdown. Third round was more of the same. He was Wladimir was jabbing away, trying to throw in the right hand. Thompson was walking into him. Thompson's defense was ugly. You know, Thompson, he didn't do nothing. That's what I mean. You know, he brought the wrong tactics. Nah, you know, I didn't rate it. And then he bundled him twice to the ground in that round. I don't think anything happened in round 4. Round 5, there was a knockdown. You know, Thompson was knocked down quite hard. You know, if you actually look at the replay, you know, Thompson was going down with one eye shut. He was lying there on the floor with one eye open. So yeah, you know, they went back to the corner because it happened just at the end, and Buddy McGirt said, you know, he was saying, "I'm not here to lose. You know, you got your kids here. What are you gonna do?" So he went out and got himself knocked out in front of his kids. You know, he took another scrappy. It was a few scrappy shots. Not much was going on, you know, in the round, but yeah, he went down. He was lying there in the fetal position, and then he got up for about 10. And the referee waved it off, you know, which was good refereeing, to be honest. You know, what's the point in taking more punishment when you're not even in the fight to begin with? Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. You know, who do I want to see Wladimir fight next? Wladimir should, you know, do something good. You know, fight Robert Helenius, whatever you want to pronounce it. Maybe Kubrat Pulev. I don't want to see him fight Wladimir Solis. No. I don't want to see him fight Eddie Chambers again. Maybe Thomas Adamek. I'm not 100% sure, but I heard there's a rumour going around that he's going to be fighting, this is Wladimir, he's going to be fighting the guy called Shane Cameron next, an Aussie. You know, he beat, who did he beat? Two Guns Monty Barrett in his last fight, knocked him clean out. Yeah, so that's a shout maybe. You know, the likes of Fury and David Price are not ready. Probably Helenius isn't ready yet. Seth Mitchell's definitely not ready. He'll never be ready. Pulev maybe. Bermain Stavern maybe. Maurice Wack maybe. Alexander Ditrimenko, you know, he may be coming off a loss, but maybe just throw him in there. You know, I don't see anything bad about that. Or Alexander Ustinov, fight one of those guys. All of those guys, or well, most of those guys, can match him physically, and then it'll just be a skill battle, which obviously Wladimir will have the upper hand in, but still, it's better than watching guys like Tony Thompson come over from America, you know, look mentally beaten just when he walks the ring, lose the fight, and then, you know, get knocked out in front of his kids. No, I don't reckon that's a good idea. So I'm just, yeah, bring Tony Thompson to the UK. He can fight Tyson Fury and David Price, and Wladimir should actually fight world level opposition, not a guy rated number 1 by the IBF for some strange reason. You know, if and that's another thing. If the IBF, you know, are gonna put weird and wonderful opposition in front of Wladimir Klitschko, maybe it's time to drop the title. What do you think about that? You know, that's what I would do anyway. Tell me what you think.